don't know why it's not working. Oh my God. If you make me confirm on my phone, I swear to God. You son of a... Holy shit. No idea, guys. No idea what's going on. Just trying to get this to work here. Can't even get nothing to work. You guys are watching me struggle in real time. Holy shit. There we go. No idea, guys. No idea what's going on. That wasn't stupid. Just trying to get this to work here. Can't even get nothing to work. You guys are watching me struggle. Yeah, it's working now. Sorry, guys. I just decided to try to use the actual phone and OBS software to do all this fun stuff and show you everything that's going on, and it decided to be a donkey dike. So we'll just do that in case we need to do anything else. Yeah. Because, you know, when I show the same YouTube page over and over and over and over and over, things don't go well. Sorry, guys. I just decided. Yeah, feel free to start talking. Talk about how bunch of a dumbass I am, considering I wasn't able to get this whole thing working right away. I think I'm even in screen there. Am I in screen there? Can you see it? Can you see everything? Good. Earlier today, I accidentally screwed up and had a live stream go live on its own, and it was fine. But trying to use the phone, trying to use the audio, let me know if you can hear audio. It's all screwed up. Oh yeah, such a weird delay right now. Yeah. Japanese. It also help if I'm not on the right damn screen. Considering I wasn't able to get this whole thing working right away. Earlier today, I accidentally screwed up and had a live stream live on the show. That one up my screen there. Trying to use that one. Trying to use the audio. Let me know if you can hear audio. It's all screwed up. We did do a proper one to ensure that it worked right, and then it don't work right. Also, I noticed that I don't know if you guys are seeing it. My damn logo is over my damn screen. So. Let's see, the display, video capture. Oh man, I'm having such a hard time with OBS right now. Also, I don't use OBS very often. As in never have. So my square needs to come. No, that's not the square I wanted to move. Display, video. Let's move me over here. Huh? What do you say? Move me over here. There we go. Let's see what happens there. Yeah. Also, I noticed that. Oh man, how can you hear my video? There should be. Hold on a second. I think I know what the problem is. The audio input capture versus the mic. All right, I'm gonna turn this one down. Tell me if. Also, I don't use OBS. There we go. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, I'm not trying to be full screen for right now. If it's, I'm making myself there. I'll make myself like that, just in case we need to look at anything. Or, you know what, I'll make myself full screen for now. If we need to look at anything, I'll change it. Although now that I minimize that, am I still full screen? I have no idea. The audio's better? Good. Like I said, just let me know if stuff is happening right or not. Because, yeah, it's all screwed up. Now my volume's very low. All right, hang on a second. I'm going to save these settings once I get it set up right. So, is that better? Let me know. Why doesn't he have anybody in his live stream? Because he's a dumbass and he stopped using his phone. For Christ's sakes. You're full screen now, but the volume is messed up. My audio is almost mute. Hold on a second. God damn it. Why is it so quiet? Because the desktop audio. Now? Now? Holy shit. I'm trying. Somebody type in how to use OBS, because apparently I suck at it, because according to my stuff on screen here, it should be very loud. Yeah, this is absolutely pissing me off. You think I would have practiced this more? Bear with me. I have like a... There we go. -6, -8. Lead Farmer, sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you. But yeah, I screwed up royally this time. And I apologize, guys. I really do. Tweak it a bit higher. If I go to 0 decibels, all right, let me know how it sounds now. Are you kidding me? Bop, bop. The problem is my microphone cord hasn't arrived yet. So I would be using a microphone cord, but unfortunately it has not showed up yet. So, all right, good. Now that we're only 17 minutes into the stream, that was annoying as hell. All right, so welcome to the most professional streamer on YouTube. Because, you know, yeah. This isn't Ask Me Anything. If I do minimize the screen or if I show other parts on the screen, then that will be because if we're looking at something. Again, I need to bring my second monitor home. I'm using a portable monitor for the second monitor. And it just, yeah, this is why I avoided doing this. I knew this was going to be a pain in the ass. Can you get a refund? Absolutely. All I need is the original packaging. The serial number cannot be tampered with, and you couldn't have opened it up. Yeah, no, I'm going to save all these settings for sure, because, yeah, that was pretty bad. Let's see. Aren't you Asian? Computers are in my DNA. Yes, but I'm also half white, so I'm not exactly the smartest man on the planet. Also, why does it look like the stream is at a really low bit rate? It should be in, because my phone is doing 1440p. The stream should be doing, I don't know, can I change that while we're talking? Should be doing output, audio, video, resume as scheduled. Not really resuming much because I really didn't start, but yeah. No downscaling, 1080, so it should be fine. Weird. All right, well, call out anything you want. Obviously, I wasted a lot of time, you guys, so anybody that's coming in now, you're just coming in as I royally screwed a bunch of stuff up, so. Yeah, well, The phone, it's easier, man. I just put the phone in the phone holder and I just start talking. Now that I got to deal with this bull crap, it threw me off a little bit, but here we are. Welcome back. Let's talk about some of the acquisitions I made last week. If you saw the short I put up and the captions and the little pictures I put up, I just picked up that Mitchell Mauser, and I actually had some fun with it, and I actually disassembled it over the weekend and cleaned it, and oh my god, I don't think the guy that owned it ever took it apart, because there was actually corrosion from powder on the inside of the frame, so I got to clean that off. That was fun this weekend. I had to sand all that down. So, all right, well, DB, you're here. Lead Farmer, you're here. Ask me questions as you come in. Like I said, obviously, I'm the most professional guy you'll ever watch, and it looks like it's just down to 4 of you. So we're gonna just sit here, and we'll just shoot the shit until some people come along. This might be an abandoned live stream just because it went so horribly, and I'm sure a lot of people saw me start and stop and start and stop and start and stop, and that threw everybody off. So, like I said, just call out stuff, whatever you want to talk about. Just let me know. So annoyed. Do I recommend anyone to do 1911 slide and framework? Not off the top of my head. For a while, there was a place near me called NC Engravers. They're out of North Carolina, but they moved shop recently. They used to offer a service if you had a GI style slide, and they could cut it to fit like Hollow Suns and I think Viper Venom or Vortex Venoms and a few other things. And they do cuts and Cerakotes and stuff, but I'm not sure what their schedule looks like now, because apparently they bought a brand new building and did all this stuff. I offered to pay them to do my DWX. I wanted them to cut it for the SRO, and then they could make a video for their channel. And I was just going to pay them as a regular customer, but they said they aren't working on those, so you'll have to get in contact with them. But NC Engravers, there's another company that my buddy Jim Baker uses that I don't remember the name of, and if I do, I'll wind up putting it down in the descriptions at some point. So yeah, yeah. All right, so we got 2A's Absolute. What size monitor do you have? For my regular monitor, the one that you're seeing the side of, kind of an angle with my OBS on it, that's a 32-inch LG UltraGear 1440p 120 hertz monitor. And then I have a 15.5-inch, it's called the Titany. It's something I picked up at an auction. It used to sit right in here, but I'm not having it sit in there for now. And that one was a cheap $18 monitor. You had some free points on a credit card, grabbed a TSOS A1 Enhanced, gonna do it up. That'll look really nice. I'm still debating doing it on the Para Ordnance, which again you've probably seen in some shorts, where it has the GI style slide on it. I'm gonna get that one cut for an optic, and then probably cut some slide cuts into it, since it's just a cheap Taylor's Tactical GI slide with the welded in sights. So I'm going to get that one all cut up. Boom. What's your, let's see, Lead Farmer, what's your overall on 10mm, living in New Jersey and having a 10 round limit? I like the power and don't shoot it any worse than 45. 10mm is more penetrative than 45. 10mm 185 grain, which is the average size for that, is cooking like, what is it, 1,200 feet per second, 12 to 1,300 feet per second. So it's a slightly at 45, yet it's moving way faster. It's moving at nearly 300 feet per second more, which cannot help it penetrate and gives you more stopping power. Use a good hollow point and it would make an excellent self-defense round. Like putting rims and music into a $1,500 Civic. Pretty much. I've been looking at cheap cars, been thinking about doing some teardowns and rebuilds. And what's funny is on my computer here, I made a post where I said I was using a $4,000 computer to do nothing, and I was playing Gran Turismo 2 on my original PlayStation 2. Well, I've decided to go with emulators, so now I'm using a $4,000 computer to play Gran Turismo 4. And it's more fun than Forza Horizon 5 or Forza Motorsport because it's original and I like it. So yeah, overkill for something that it doesn't need. Also, I'm getting a different stand because this is my 60-inch stand that's actually compacted as much as it can, and it's still putting you too high. Actually, I think I can... No, that didn't do anything. We'll see what that does to it. Audio chopping up just a bit for a second, maybe the cord. Here's the problem. I'm using a program that's using Wi-Fi to the camera into my system and through OBS. So if the audio chops up a bit, I do apologize, but I do have really strong connection on my end. So if it does happen, if it happens too much, I'll have to kill this and then come back just on the phone. Like I said, I'm getting a microphone and all that stuff. Ocean Dude, what's up? Not much, man. Just kind of sitting here trying to figure out how the hell I messed up this live stream this bad, and yet I still have some people actually watching it. Because, you know, I was trying to be cool and shit. I will be once I get the microphone and everything set up. I'll be doing everything directly through the computer. Wow. Sorry. If something gets chopped up and you hear it, let me know. I can see that I'm getting chopped here. It could be the interface. Like I said, it's taking the Wi-Fi signal and putting the video into OBS, and then OBS is uploading it. So that could be a bit of a delay. I need to actually get a good camera. I didn't want to get a DSLR, but I think I'll get a DSLR with my refund this year. So I'll do that. Let's see. Lead Farmer, yeah, I shot your buddy's Glock 20 a bunch, and you shoot it better than any 1911 you shoot. Thinking about picking one up. Shot a Delta Elite, and it was too slim for you. Yeah. No, I totally get that. It's a big gun. It definitely fills your grip. So if you're a good shot using it, then by all means, I would highly suggest continuing to use it. Yeah, I wasn't sure I'd even be able to do the stream this way today because, again, I ordered the audio cable for my microphone through Amazon and it hadn't arrived yet. So, and who knows, based on the quality I'm seeing through OBS, I might just use a webcam next time. See if that does anything. I'll just set it right on top of this 15-inch monitor, and that way I can just broadcast right through, because I think that'll actually work just as well as using my phone since we're only doing 1080p. What if we do this? I have no idea. Also, I need to watch more videos about OBS because I don't think I'm doing it right. I used OBS when it first came out, when I was living in Front Royal, and when I was down there, I used it just for recording and a little bit of voiceover, but I've never used it in the long term. So, yeah, the delay is ridiculous. I don't know why the delay is this long. Okay, I'm going to clap, and then I'm going to clap again when I see it actually happen on the YouTube. Still hasn't happened. Yeah, we are way behind. I'm not happy. Let's see. You had a Glock Day Sunday, 41, 21, 17L, 19. A good day was had. No, you guys, it just happened, by the way, so somebody timed that out. Yeah, do you need to clap? The audio and everything is so delayed right now, I'm not even sure if we're in the same conversation. So if I answer them as they come through, then you'll know. I'm waiting for it to do the clap there. Yeah. I'm sure the 7 people watching right now are having a great day. You're such a dumbass. Yes, I am. I was going to talk about stuff, but I forgot most of it. Oh, I might be picking up a 9mm revolver. No, don't worry about it, Tim. It's something I'm trying to do. STDs. A standard? A standard what? Yeah, herpes simplex actually, DB. It's herpes simplex. Yeah, no, like you said, it's throwing me off because what I'm looking at on my screen right now, if you like look at the edge and you see my OBS screen, you'll see that things are happening way out of sync. Yeah. I keep getting a bunch of people jumping in and jumping out too, so to all of you that are coming in right now, or you're seeing the delay, hi, I'm trying to figure out this live stream setup because it sucks. And I may just go back to the phone. Saul DePaul, LOL, hey, I appreciate it, nothing to say though. Don't worry about it, dude. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. This is just a place for talking and shooting the shite. Whatever you want to do. Anything, any subject. It doesn't have to be guns. I deal with a lot of guns, but I also like cars, comic books, computers. You can see how much I love technology since it all royally sucks. And all that fun stuff. Let's see. Ocean, what is the oldest center fire or rim fire toy you've ever fired? The oldest gun that I shoot on a regular basis is my grandfather's 1939 Winchester model 1894 chambered in 30-30. It's the oldest gun I own. I'm not a huge fan of old guns. I appreciate the hell out of them. I think they're beautiful, but they need to be shot, and I don't have enough time to shoot them. So yeah, my grandfather's old well, it's mine, but 1894 and 30-30. I take that out a few times a year, put a few rounds through it, and just make sure it's functioning right. Sometimes I have it sympathetically cleaned. I've had it sonic cleaned twice since I acquired it, just to make sure it stays in good condition. Either coming or going. Hey, it's a coming or go. Gotta advertise it. Yeah, no worries. Did I drop the top DB? Did you? Mine was a Stevens Arms single shot gun. Yeah, you know, I actually did have a Stevens for a little while, but I think the 1894 was older. Fire 93950 asks, what is the best way to sell all my childhood comic cards and some comic books? If you're looking for a quick payday, you're going to have to probably take it someplace where you're going to get a lot less than it's actually worth. Places like little comic book stores. I don't know if you have big ones. When I lived in Minnesota, we had a place called Schindler's, not Schindler's, but Schindler's, and they were like the #1 comic book store in our area, and they would buy and sell and do all that stuff. We're here in Northern Virginia. Technically, it's about an hour and a half away. There's a comic book shop called The Lost Lair. You can even Google them. They're actually right next to Liberty Arms down in Harrisonburg, Virginia, The Lost Lair, and he does buying and selling, so you could get a hold of him. Otherwise, finding a consignment shop or a online bidding, kind of like eBay, but if you look at like HiBid for your state, VA HiBid, PA HiBid, NC HiBid, etc., you may be able to find a place that can actually take them and sell them for you. They'll take a cut, but they usually can get you the most money. Tim, the oldest gun you shot was a gun from Duck Hunt on Nintendo. 1985? Land Farmer, what's my thought on Mini 14s? You love yours as long as the mags are good. It's super easy to shoot well and has a big fireball with White Box 223. I like them. Depending on what year you get, if you get the, what was it, the 58400 serial numbers or ranges, also you can tell because the side of the receiver has a bulge in it. Those are much more accurate in terms, of the Mini 14s, but if you're looking for something old and traditional, those will be harder. We had a pre-band side folder that came into our shop at Middletown. It was a really nice one. It was like $1,500, but the guy traded it in because he wanted to scope one for accuracy, and it didn't make sense to scope that one. This is just water with sugar-free juice in it, juice mix, just so you guys know. It's Kool-Aid! Who was it again that takes the cut? Online auction houses. Let's see if I can do it here without it just destroying the shite out of. I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit and then bring something up, but I'm in OBS, so I'm going to have to close that window real quick and go to this, and we'll go to, let's see, Google. And we will go to, I'm going to go to my HiBid account. Let's see, is it showing? I have no idea if it's even showing. Hang on a second. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it shows. But you'll see it up here, HiBid.com. When it does come up, is an auction company that I use, and they can do stuff for you. Yeah, it is working. Sorry. They said there's a bit of a time difference. Yeah, if you see them, then you'll see that there. So, and back to this. And back to this. Like I said, I don't know this stuff yet, and my other screen is too small, so there we go. But that's where I would say, check them out. I'm sure you have locations in your area. You can search by zip code and then contact those auction houses because they all take consignments. Yay! All right. Tim is old. You're not that old, Tim. You're not bad. Lead Farmer, mine's one of the older ones, but for the indoor range, it can pull 1-inch groups. That's pretty good. 1-inch groups are really nice to do. You say it's an indoor range. How long is the range? Is it like 100 yards, 200 yards? 100 yards, I would guess. Maybe 50. I don't know. Let me know. I shouldn't judge. Oh, bidding closed. Nobody went in there. But yeah, like I was saying, there's plenty of companies that actually do auctions in your online. Hopefully they'll get you the most money, but they're going to take like 25 to 30%. But it's still better than going to a comic book shop because a comic book shop is going to take like 40%. Ask me a question. Oh, I'm working on some computer stuff. I picked up more computer stuff because why wouldn't I? Some more computers. I love computers. Unfortunately, 50 in Northern Virginia. That sucks that it's only a 50-yarder. But it's indoor, so at least you can get out of the bad weather. Right? DB, you have 3 flip barrel Berettas that you're thinking of moving. The originals. You could always, Gunbroker is hot for those. Arms List, places like that. But, yeah, you'd have to, you can reach out to me via email later, but let's not get too far into that. Not a lot of ranges farther than that in the 1 hour range from you, Lead Farmer. I get that. That sucks. I'm going to open up my own goddamn thing here. Why not, right? See how far behind it is. Dude, that is horrible. What is going on? Compared to what I normally get, this is pretty bad. So, any snow here? No. We had it snow kind of on Monday or Sunday, from like 11 in the morning until like 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, and it sleeted and it turned into ice. But by Monday, it was 44 degrees again, and it's all melted. There's a little bit in the grass, but the roads are completely clear here, which sucks because now they're all covered in salt, so now I have to wash my Durango like twice a week. Let's see, what's the weather by you? Like I said, it's pretty clear. It was actually a pretty nice day, sunny out. Virginia is weird, especially where I am. I'm in Northern Virginia, which is an hour from Leesburg, which is actually on the other side of the mountain. I'm 930 feet up from Leesburg. They are at sea level. We're at 930 feet of elevation. So we actually have a big mountain range that's in the way. Because between us, there's actually a mountain that's like 1,200 feet, so it's a huge kind of barrier wall. So whenever it snows, rains, or anything's over there, we get none of it over here, and vice versa. You think the lag is catching up? Yeah, like I said, I have no idea, dude. I might do something different next time, other than OBS. I don't think it's right for me because it's not working the correct way. Like I said, just keep on letting me know if something's happening. I'm using my littler screen. There we go. Now I actually have me showing in the screen, but I'm trying to keep a track of the number of people as well as questions. So I need to bring my other 32-inch monitor and set it up so that I have two 32-inch monitors and then the camera in between, and that'll be much better. I'll have much more control. That way when I bring up OBS on this screen, it won't throw off everything, which is what I think. So like I said, just keep me updated when you see something funky happening. I love you guys so much. You guys are so good. You guys are so cool. Yeah. What do you mean no description was added? I added a description. Yeah, I can tell you right now the lag is pretty bad. Yeah, a lot more snow here, but the salt is killing you too. Got a black 16 Charger RT. I feel you, Lead Farmer. And my Durango has literally zero rust on it. It was a one-owner vehicle, and it came from some little lady somewhere in Maryland, believe it or not. And I'm pretty sure that she never drove it in foul weather or any kind of weather because the underside of it was literally rust-free, and I want to keep it that way. So I have one of those unlimited wash things so I can go through as many times as I want during the course of the month. So yeah, I'm going to keep it as clean as I can because next year it's getting some upgrades. As it sits right now, I was looking at the cost of new ones, and a brand new Durango RT, same trim as mine, starts at 58 grand. So yeah, I'm gonna hold on to mine for a while. I was thinking about selling it, but I might get rid of it, but I probably won't. Play that funky music. No, thank you, white boy. Nick D, what do you carry the most often? What I carry most often is a 1911, and I usually carry it in my pocket. I'm not small. I tried this before. This is a 2.5-inch drive, so it's 2.5 inches wide, or tall. See, there's for size comparison. I'm actually 6'4", but I have a very long torso. I'm 6'4". I have an inseam of 30 inches, so I should be like 5'8", which I was when I was 18. I was actually 5'7" when I was 18. And somehow I had one of those ridiculous kaiju growth spurts, and I went from 5'8" to 6'4" in less than a year, and it was pretty bad. Ask me how. Same. iGarage kept a 911 operator before me. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that exclamation point was a I. That's cool. Yeah. You wash it almost every other day. Been slowly modding it. Hemis are too much fun. Yeah. DB pocket holster. No, actually I use an inside waistband holster that has been slightly modified. Give me a second. I'll go and grab it since there's such a lag anyways. Not that that would affect this. I'm coming. Give me a second. I don't know where I put it. I can show a holster. I'm pretty sure. Of course I can't because, you know, YouTube. Damn it. And yes, I'm wearing sweatpants. Hopefully you can hear me. My couch is covered with guns. But I'm not touching any of them, YouTube. Okay, here we go. This is a full-size holster for a 1911. This is a urban carry. As you can see, it's just an inside the waistband, goes over your belt. And the thing is, I bent this a little bit extra tight so it actually clips onto the ledge of my pocket because I wear jeans pretty much all the time. So when I draw, I have the retention loosened. It won't fall out, but when I have the retention loosened, the gun can be pulled out without it coming out of my pocket or out of the holster. What do you mean devil seat? Are you saying because of the ears on that? Yeah. Interesting. For me, it's the most comfortable when I'm at work. I don't appendix carry because, as you saw when I stood up, I still got a bit of a paunch. I don't like appendix carrying just in general because of how tall I am. It puts my bend at a weird angle. So most people bend roughly halfway. I have an extra 6 or 7 inches before my waist in my abdominal cavity, so it's kind of weird. So I prefer to just put it in my pocket. That way my leg is down and then I can just pull straight versus having to pull up my shirt. It's really dumb sounding, but it's the way it is. Mike Mayo, any good places to go four-wheeling in your area? I don't go four-wheeling, so I'll be honest with you. I don't know. You'd have to look. There is a lot of national land, but I'm not sure what the rules are for four-wheeling out here. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there's plenty of places. There's lots of wooded areas. I can go four-wheeling on my buddy's gun range property because he owns 66 acres, but that's just because, you know, I have an agreement with him to use the range, so he'll let me use the land that he owns in order to go riding motorcycles or anything else if I did dirt bikes or anything else if I decide to. Ocean Dude, is the 1911 the biggest pistol you've carried? It's the biggest pistol I've carried consistently. I did work a few days and carried a Desert Eagle just to see what that was like, but that was annoying. And I actually wore that in an outside the waistband holster. But it doesn't make sense to carry a Desert Eagle for everyday use. So yeah, the 1911 I would say is the biggest gun that I would comfortably carry consistently. But yeah, and another day I did wear a rifle open carry in the store just because somebody dared me to. Did I say, was there anything I meant to talk about since the last video? That's the other thing. When we do 3 a week, I tend to forget and they all blend together. Oh, I was saying in the earlier one, if any of you popped in, you pocket a 17L. There you go. But I was talking about in the earlier stream that I've been looking at my analytics because I've done more live streams now. It's funny, and I can tell why based on how hard of a time we had getting this one set up today. But I've actually lost a lot of subscribers just because of that, and I need to know if you guys would click away or unsubscribe just because of my political views or because of my ugly mug. Let me know, because I can always zoom down and minimize my ugly mug. Fugly mug. What about my new 1911? Which one? The Girsan or the Mitchell Mauser? I have a video coming on those too, so if you aren't members, the long form videos are much better produced, even though they're one take, so check those out. Lead Farmer, even if you don't shoot them all, still want to grab a 1911. Any recommendation on long slide 1911s? There aren't a whole lot of long slide that aren't like a 10 mil. So your options, I believe, for a 45, if you want to shoot a traditional caliber, would be like Rock Island's Ultra Match. They're like $1,000. Rock Island also produces for, all of a sudden I just forgot the name of them. Oh my God. Oh, they produce for Citadel, Taylor's and Company, and wow. I totally forgot the name of it all of a sudden. It'll come to me. But there aren't a whole lot of long slide 1911 manufacturers. Kimber makes a long slide 1911. Again, you're talking $1,200 to $1,500. I'm not sure if Springfield still does. And I think TSOS only does it in the 10 mil. And I'm getting really angry because I cannot remember the name of the company that makes the other 1911. Oh. Richard, you didn't miss much, man. You missed about 20 minutes of me trying to get the live stream working, even though the accidental live stream this morning worked fine. This live stream took 17, 18 minutes just to get going because I couldn't get OBS to work right, so I kept leaving the stream, coming back to the stream. Yeah, it got really bad, but we seem to be working for now. I have a microphone cable, just getting you caught up, microphone cable coming tomorrow, so I'll be using a microphone which will eliminate the audio issue we had for a little while. I was accidentally showing porn for a while, so that was interesting. And then, yeah, now we're here. So, thanks for popping in. Charles Daly, are you sure? Yeah, that's right. For some reason, my brain was saying that was wrong because all I can think about when I say Charles Daly is their stupid triple barrel shotgun. But yes, the Charles Daly, is that right? Yeah. No, there's one made by Hold on a second. I'm going to pull this up on my other screen here. Don't do this to me. There you go. You guys can't see this one, so it's fine. Need to find my bookmark, though. It's fine. Ah, shit. There we go. New tab. New tab. New window. Bring it over here. There we go. God damn it. It's a golden. They make a gold 1911. Is it Daily? Ivor Johnson. That's it. Ivor Johnson is also manufactured by Rock Island. Sorry, man. My brain stopped until I started typing gold 1911. The Ivor Johnson long slide is built by Rock Island. Oh. Gerson's doing a 24 karat gold 1911 with inlays, so that'll be interesting. Hey, you're not too opposed to 10 millimeter. Sorry, my heart thing's in the way. In a long slide, so you'll check out the TSOS. Like I said, they're not bad. I don't know why it's only bringing up Gold Cup. Probably because I typed in Gold Cup. Ooh. Ruger just did the 57 in a gold and black combo with the yellow fiber optic sight. That would be kind of cool. A little expensive, though. Is there anything available in 1911s that I like? Now you got me looking at 1911s. You guys are crazy. Doesn't Rock Island produce and sell more 1911s than anyone else? Yes. The Rock Island manufacturing, just in general, makes more 1911s and more styles than anybody else. They also have copied more styles because obviously the double stack is a copy of the Para Ordnance 1445s. The small BBR that they make, the 310 BBR, is actually a copy of the Warthog from Para Ordnance. And they do a few other ones that are kind of imitation railguns, things like that. And yeah, I would say that Rock Island still, even today, is making more than TSOS and Gerson combined. The TSOS 2011 is... Let's see, is anybody actually showing 2011s anymore? Look at that. Ocean Dude, what's your thought on the Ruger revolver in 9mm? I'm picking up a Charter Arms 9mm. I haven't had any experience with the Ruger. You're talking about the convertible one. I think you said you had one up there, didn't you? That you own one of the convertible 357 and 9s that have the different cylinders. I'm reading like 7 different things at the same time. I apologize, guys. But yeah, I haven't shot the Ruger revolver in 9mm yet, but I really do want to. I'm sorry, this whole start to this stream threw me off so bad that my brain just is really royally F-barred. F in the chat for my brain, please. Also, the delay that I'm having right now is so bad that I'm losing my train of thought between the questions coming in from the questions being asked. So I'm going to clap, and when you see it on your screen, tell me you saw it. There we go. Let's see. You just got a Springfield 1911 mil-spec earlier today, and you love it. Great find in the used cabinet. What does DYL stand for? Drew. The 1911. Yes, 1911. Okay, yeah. See, if my audio after that just started showing up, yeah, I have been talking for 20 seconds before you guys typed the word clap. So that's how long my delay is, and it's throwing my brain off. I'm probably going to switch back to the phone for the next stream. Sorry. Ow. So, you've never owned one, but you'd like a TAC Ultra 9mm. I love mine. You got to shoot the right ammo out of it if you're going to get the combo kit, though. I have the TAC Ultra 9mm and 22 TCM combo. I ran 22 TCM 9R, which is actually the round that was designed to work with the Glock conversion kits, because the standard 1911 barrel has a different feed ramp than the Glock version. So you want the 22 TCM 9R for the Glock conversion, and then straight 22 TCM. Actually, I don't even think it says 22 TCM, it just says TCM 9R, and then 22 TCM for the 1911, if you want it to function correctly. Defend your legacy. Okay. I'm going to look that up while you're talking. Spring. Also help if I actually type spring. So I'll probably be doing some practice ones as well, see if I can get the latency down. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Let's see, DB, best aggressive 1911 grips. Believe it or not, I use an Amazon brand called Guuun, Gun. Just type in G10 grips 1911 on Amazon and it'll bring up a whole selection of them. Gun, and then I think Cool Baby or Lil Baby, something baby or cool something. Their G10 is really nicely cut and it feels like some of the stuff that comes on the factory guns, as well as many of them actually have full length thumb cuts, thumb reliefs on the side where you run your mag release, and I prefer those. I've never dealt with an alien there. So John, welcome from Chi-Town. Awesome. Parkerized carbon steel. Yeah, I'm looking at your right here. It looks really nice, very GI style. Is that front sight dovetailed? The rear sight is. I mean, it looks like a beautiful gun. No, it's milled into it. Okay. Yeah. The funny thing with the gun brand is that I think they keep getting kicked off of Amazon and they keep adding a U to the name. So when I first bought a set, it was just Guun, and I liked them. So I went back after I picked up a couple other 1911s and I was looking for them on Amazon. And for some reason, like, they kept adding an extra U, and now I think they're up to 4 U's through the entire name. Let's see. I mean, it's cool they add the match grade barrel to the Defend Your Legacy series. It's not really my style. I prefer an enhanced beaver tail, a flat mainspring, and a skeletonized hammer trigger combo. But I could run that if I wanted something that was just like real straight up GI. Says they're from Hong Kong. Yeah, Chinese, and then they probably ship them over, and then just because the last time I ordered them, I got them in 3 days, so they're not coming from China. So they must have a U.S. distributor, and then or a U.S. warehouse, but they're listed as in Hong Kong. I've seen that a few times. It's like when they drop ship stuff off of Temu and AliExpress and Alibaba and all those places from back then. Drew, felt like a good deal at $475. I think it would look real fancy with some gray grips. I agree, and $475 is a good price. They MSRP at $725, which means that if you were to buy the stainless, you'd be at over $700 to start. I'm looking for one that's the same. That one might not be one that my normal distributor carries, but here you go. Yeah, if you were to buy that same gun through our store, it would be... My brain just stopped, sorry. It would be $635. So if you got it for $475, that was a good deal. Check out Bud's TSOS exclusive A1 Enhanced. Buds. I don't normally go to Bud's. I actually have a distributor that it gets first crack even before Bud's on them, but I'll see if he's got them too. Alright. TSOS A1. Yeah, no problem, Drew. TSOS. TSOS. What'd you say? Exclusive. No, I'm not signing up. Let me look at this thing. Yeah, so they do the A1 service. Where's the enhanced? They got decent price on a lot of them. Like their carry is all skeletonized with Novak sights for $400. That's not a bad price. There it is. Black Cerakote, enhanced beaver tail, everything, $391. So yeah, I mean they actually, you can get a lot of 1911s for around $400 if you go with the TSOS. Cheapest is probably going to be the mil spec from Springfield. You do like the GI style that did serve. Yeah. Nick, do you have an OnlyFans account? Just kidding, wanted to see if you would laugh. Due to an ongoing lawsuit, I actually can't talk about my OnlyFans account. DB, you say it was a two-tone black and gray. I didn't type in. There it is. Nope, that's the Aviator. I mean, the fact that they got the Night Stalker for 600 is a good deal. The only thing you have to keep in mind when you're buying from a place like Buds or someplace like that, found it. Yeah, it's a good looking gun. The main thing you have to keep in mind when you're buying from a site like this is that you're going to have to pay a transfer fee 99% of the time. If you're like me and you work at a store, you can probably avoid that. But you're going to have to pay probably anywhere from a $25 to $60 transfer fee when you pick up your gun. So then all of a sudden it becomes $459. So check your local stores, because if they're selling it online for that, there's probably a chance that they're actually being sold to distributors for a similar price. Let me see actually. So they're doing a 4.25 Yukon 10 millimeter. TSOS Faith looks like they came out with a TSOS is coming out with their own 380 Beretta clone. That's cool. Let's see. Then there's the Brigadier A1 Tactical. Yep, sells pretty cheap. Yeah, some of them looks like they're dropping the price down quite a bit. So keep your eyes open at a local store, because they may be able to match it. Ocean Dude. Okay, so you're going to switch things. What's my thoughts on young douchebags that think it's cool that their cars backfire at 2 a.m.? I heard it does more harm than good to the pistols. Do you mean car? Here's the thing. When you hear a car backfiring, there's two reasons they're doing it. Either one, they have some kind of two-stage setup on it, or they have the tune on it so crazy that they're just dumping raw fuel into the catalytic converter and the exhaust. So what you're hearing is actually the catalytic converter firing, and you're getting overrun. I'm not a fan of it, although I will say that when I did some axle backs on my on my standard Mustang, I did Roush axle backs on my 2014 GT track pack, and I actually got a lot of overrun, which does show that even with depending on your tune and what grade of gasoline you're going, you could get backfires. I'm not a fan of super loud exhaust unless it coincides with power. Like my Mustang was loud, but it made power. My Challenger is loud, it makes power. My 300 was loud, etc. So I'm okay with loud exhaust as long as it denotes power. But you have some dude with a 1.5 liter Honda Civic that's rapping at 2 o'clock in the morning because he's just running it like a pissant. No, I get tired of that kind of quickly. That's just my personal opinion. I'm 44 years old. I'm an old fud. That is where I take that from. So do with that what you will. Have I ever seen the Rock Island Pro Big Rock double stack 10 millimeter? No, I'm gonna look it up right now. If it's anything like the TAC Ultra, well, when I type it in, the only thing that comes up is a Rock Island TAC Ultra FS, which is the modern version of it. I'm guessing when they first originally did it, it was the long slide. Okay, I see it. So it's a TAC Ultra with a 6-inch barrel. It's cool. It's definitely going to help muzzle velocity, and at 6 inches, that means it's legal to hunt bear in several different states. You can get the same thing if you just get the Rock Island TAC Ultra FS with the threaded barrel, because then you get the 6-inch barrel because of the longer barrel that comes out of the end. So, no, it's a cool gun. It's a very expensive gun though. Because if you want the straight up 6-inch frame, you got to get the Pro Ultra TAC Ultra Pro. Yeah, and you're talking about a gun with a map of $1,129, so that's the cheapest it's going to be on the shelf at, versus if you just get the get the standard threaded barrel one. You can get that for $770, and it'll have a 5.5-inch barrel, so almost as long, with the same grips and everything on it. So keep that in mind. Yeah. Let's see. Had some douche in a Scion bouncing off the rev limiter today with the shit exhaust. Yeah, if you have that kind of stuff going on, there's not much you can do about that. That just sucks, period. Wow, look at that delay. I'm watching the replay, and I just started typing to look up that 10 mil. But yeah, that's what I think. They're good guns. I've had the TAC 2 Ultra in 10 mil with the threaded barrel, but I didn't get a 10 mil capable suppressor. I had a 9 mil, so that's why I wound up not getting it. All right, let's see what's coming new. I can look up new stuff. Special selections. Nope. Let's go. Let's see. New. SOG put out a whole bunch of new stuff. Oh, look, they're doing a new stainless steel TSOS. Woohoo. Let's see. Wow. I can barely read that. V8s or well-tuned 6-cylinders should only be allowed to have a loud exhaust. There are some good 4-cylinders out there, Ocean Dude. I've heard a few high capacity ones, like some of the 2.3 liter Fords. There's some 2.5 liter, believe it or not, the Mazdas, if you get them tuned with the right exhaust, catalytic converter, and resonator, can actually sound pretty good. Some 4-cylinders can sound really nice. Let's see. Auto Ordnance is coming out with the new 1911 called the Bootlegger, which is really good looking. Auto Ordnance, man, they keep doing it to the GI style guns, and I don't like that, but they make some cool stuff. B&T has an APC9 that just came out. It's sold as an SBR though, so you do need to have a tax stamp for it. It's only, $3,000. That's pretty good. I'm just looking at all the new stuff coming out on RSR. See if there's anything worth talking about. Yeah, we already looked at that one. So, anything going on in your necks of the woods? Anything fun? Been reading, watching Trump. Everybody's trying to get Trump banned from ballots and stuff like that. That one dude in Alaska Airlines, the one that tried to crash the plane, that was pretty wicked. I'm interested in aviation. I went to an aviation school, high school, so that was pretty interesting to watch. Let's see. Beretta A PMX. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's only expensive. Jesus Christ. Beretta PMX 9. Sounds like a condition. Can use the 2011 TSOS. What do you mean? I can't show you the gun because I can't show a gun on live stream. So, sorry, what you typed was can what use the 2011 TSOS. I can pull it up on the web if you'd like me to. I mean, you keep saying TSOS. Are you meaning the Girsan? Because, nope, here we go. Sorry. I take back what I just said. They're doing the Mac 2011s are finally here. R1911. Let me go to that website. Fill your hands, blah, blah, blah. But what's that from? From Guns and Ammo. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up before I pull it up on the screen here. It does look pretty good. Looks better than the Girsan. But I need to go to TSOS's website, I think. These go up. Carry Duty Night Stalker. You'll have to forgive me. I'm trying to find the right ones. Wow. Ooh, they're doing a Night Stalker and double stack. Actually, let's bring you up on... here we go. I'm going to be really small and in the corner in a minute. Look at that. This is going to be a cool one. The MAC. Yeah, I watched the stream last night. They were showing them. They look real nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be notified. I know I'm not giving you my email. But they're doing a Prodigy clone too. Yeah, in gray. It's called the Night Stalker small frame double stack 9, and I have to see if they're doing it in another one too. But yeah, that's long enough on that one. Here you go. It's just their standard one. B9R. It's going to be mapped at $800. So that's pretty interesting. And then the Duty. Looks like they're all optics cut too. In YouTube, these are obviously just pictures, so don't futz with me. I don't see the MAC though. Maybe they're spelled. SF Striker. I don't know what SF stands for with them. Steel frame. So let's see. Double ray, Duty, Manta ray. So they might not be showing that one yet, but yeah, no, that's pretty good looking, dude. Yeah, there you go. Back to full screen. I hate OBS. I hate OBS. I also hate IBS. There we go. So if that's the one you're talking about, it does look really nice. I'm so angry right now. Come on, there's 16 of you in here. Only like 5 of you have actually spoken. So say something. Say something or I'm turning this live stream right around. Well, you know, can't turn it around. If I turned it around, we'd be driving straight back towards the sheets. Somebody burped. No, it's a good looking gun though. Richard, T-Sauce is the bomb. You have 3 and they are mil-spec. Can't beat them. No, based on the price I'm seeing. Hey, Mr. Bearcat. Based on the price I'm seeing on the Night Stalker dual stack with the threaded barrel on it, that will be one I'll be picking up because that one will have to be compared to my Gerson. Yeah, that is a very interesting gun. Definitely going to get one of those. Haha, DB. You speaked it a lot. Yes, you did, Mr. Lead Farmer. Yes, you too have been holding it down. If anybody deserves the award for most holding it downs, it would be you guys. Hey, DB, I'm going to do something for you, man, since you've been here on every stream. I'm going to make you a moderator. You want to do. There you go, DB. I want to make you a moderator for my channel. I want you in there because you seem to answer to a lot of the questions too. I gave you this responsibility and I can just as easily take it away, my friend. Keep that in mind. Paul Harrell's leaving YouTube due to health issues, and his brother will be taking over in his channel. Yeah, Paul Harrell got cancer, unfortunately. So he needs to take care of himself. It's sad to see. His channel is great. I love watching. The first time I saw his channel was when he did the how to spot a real expert or a fake expert, and it was just bang on true to everything that happened in the gun store. So yeah, I really did like that. You're just here for the cookies, Ocean Dude. Well, you know what? I have lots of cookies. Yeah, Paul Harrell. I mean, it's interesting how everybody has heard of him, but a lot of people didn't follow him until, like, what was it, 4 years ago. Man, he took off huge. I wish him the best. I hope he can make some headway on it. So, wow, he's even transferring ownership of his channel to his brother. All right, let's see. His latest video below links, too bad. I've got to watch the video because I don't like reading other people's summaries of other videos, so I will be actually watching the video at some point. I can't watch it here, obviously, because I'm not a review or a react channel. But yeah, I will be watching that at some point. He's one of a kind and is one of the greats of gun YouTubing. You used to even watch the holiday specials he made. Yeah, and he always had he has had a direct input into some of the things I do. Like when I say mostly, vast majority, stuff like that, because I watched a lot of his audience go nuts when he would say, this does this, and they literally all lose their shite. It's still that way for me on the stupid shorts side, because you don't have enough time to show it. In fact, that happened today. I had to actually remove the guy because he was being a turd hole. But I did a video where I showed the front of that Mitchell's, how it's a bushingless system, and the dude says, wow, pointing a gun at yourself without making sure it's clear. Because he didn't watch the video, he just saw the thumbnail, which shows the barrel of the gun. That kind of stuff pisses me the hell off. Yeah, he didn't seem too upbeat. No, I remember when he first announced that he had the cancer, and he said that he was going to try to not let it affect his filming. So obviously he's taken more of a turn than probably even he expected. So again, I hope his treatment, if he's doing treatment, helps him hang on longer. If not, then it would be sad to see him go because he's really cool. I love water. Yeah, this quality looks worse than my phone, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure if I go back and watch the streams off the phone that this looks worse. Yay! So what else is coming? Come on. CZ 1012 G2 12 gauges are coming. More CZ 600. A lot of CZ 600s in different calibers. The P10Fs that are all optics ready, which is what I called last time. They're making all the P10s optics ready. Ooh, a dead air. No, I already have that, so I don't need another 9mm can. Bull barrel. I've been wanting a Bull Armory, but they're like unicorns, and the prices are going up. Yep, even the ones they build for Desert Eagle. I mean, if you have to, you could always buy the Desert Eagle version. Because Bull Armory, let's see. Yeah, I would just say if you can get one, go with the Desert Eagle one because they're the better ones. Yes, thank you very much, Lead Farmer. Yes, I will be. John S., what do I think of the Middletown range? I use it as often as I can. I'm trying to go there tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get out there tomorrow. It's really cool. It's convenient. It's easy to use. You sign up, just go to their website. If you're in Northern Virginia, even if you're an hour away, it could be worth it to you. When you first sign up, you're going to do a mandatory safety course with Jim, the range officer. It's a $40 first visit. He's going to go over the range rules, show you where medical kits, things like that are. He can also help you get set up depending on which side you're going to use. There are two sides that you can use. One side is for paper target static shooting, so he'll set you up at the distance you want to be at, set up your targets, and you will just shoot. You will not be doing drawing and movement. The other side is the steel side, which has multiple different steel targets, dueling tree, competition plate rack, Texas Star. That range goes back 33 yards, which is as far as he shoots for competition, so you can get some decent long distance shooting. There is movement and availability there. Don't know if they're going to get the permits for the rifle range anytime soon, but that's fine. There's plenty of places you can go if you want to sight a rifle in. But you can go back to 33 yards on the steel side, and it's fun. And Jim's a great teacher, and he doesn't interfere if you're a knowledgeable shooter and you're just there to practice. He'll just leave you alone, but he can also give you little tips. And he does personal training. They do concealed carry courses. They do everything. So make sure to check them out, because they do basically sponsor me by letting me use their range to shoot. And I do have like 30 or 40 terabytes of footage from the last few trips I've gone on. I just have not had the time to edit it or the desire to edit it, to be honest with you. A couple of them are on guns I already got rid of. So if I do wind up editing those, I'll let you know. Even the Desert Eagles, yeah, I'm looking at them right now. The 1911s are, well, although the standard Desert Eagles aren't, so that's cool. But you got to sort here, 45 ACP, not 410, not 40. Really? They're doing a Desert Eagle in 410, huh? You can currently get the 4.3 and the 5-inch in a standard Parkerized black. They are running in the $875 range, which is the same price as the Bull Armory, basically. But no front strap checkering. If you want the ones that are front strap checkered, they're going to be like a little bit over $900, but still not a bad price. And they're reissuing the knife bundle for $900, which ought to be pretty interesting, where you get the solid tang knife with the additional grips on it. So keep your eyes out for those. If you can get one of those, that might be a way to go. Richard, want to go shoot your new Prodigy, but flying to San Diego tomorrow to pick up a car and a lovely 11-hour drive home. I was going to make a joke, but I won't. Sitting here with Antique Roadshow on mute and your stream going, what a life you lead. Sounds like a pretty decent life. I'm sitting here doing a live stream while looking at guns. So, good on you. See you, Ocean Dude. Oh, I didn't realize he was dipping out. Oh, you're going to go. The boss needs you for some reason. Till next time. Ocean Dude, thank you so much for coming and checking it out, dude. Editing takes you hours, which is funny because you don't add anything fancy. Yeah, same price pretty much. Okay, yeah, for the Bull Armory, great. Yeah, Nick, I used to edit 90% of my videos. If you go back to the early stuff for computers, not the toys or the video game pickups, but when I did computer stuff, I used to edit all those videos, and of course the cars, I edited those videos. But something happened when I almost died, and that part of my brain, I think, kind of went a little fritzy. So my desire to edit videos has completely gone away. And it could just be a habit that I picked up since I do almost all one takes on firearms and stuff now. But a big part of me after I almost died and didn't die was that I'm pretty sure the blood loss caused some brain damage. So I honestly just don't like editing anymore. So I don't. Come on, kids, ask me some stuff, ask me some stuff, ask me some stuff. Let's see, Diamondback Firearms is coming out with the new 22 long rifle, 9-round swing out cylinder 22 long rifle. That'll be good. Revolver. I'm just looking at guns. I don't care about mounts and stuff. Although there's a Ooh. Sorry, looking at some more suppressors. A lot of suppressor stuff coming out this year, which is weird, but that's cool. FMK's coming out with their new G3 line, which is their 9mm that they're going to be doing stuff with. Am I even still going? I don't even know, man. What time is it? 8:30. Yeah, like I said, since I royally screwed this one up, I'm maybe, what the hell? I may wind up ending this one a little bit shorter than I planned. There we go. So. Nick, you now understand why people pay for editing. Yeah, I would too. if my long form videos were getting 3 million views a month, I would be more than able to afford it. But since it's the shorts that do, I can't. So I'm not currently even going to entertain having somebody else do it for me. And I can do it. And I pay for the god dang license through Adobe. It's $21 a month. I've been paying it since 2017 every month. And I just don't use the damn thing. So I really need to dedicate a day. Probably this upcoming Thursday, I've been thinking about doing it, where I just sit in bed because my leg is a little screwed up, and just sit and edit and edit and edit and edit and just edit as many videos out as I can. And then I put them up under the members only section until they go live. So that's another reason to become a member of the channel, because there's like 5 extra shorts and 3 extra videos up there right now. And I try to keep a catalog that's ready to go that is already uploaded. So keep that in mind. As well. If I do upload a bunch of them, I'll put up a post saying, hey man, I just uploaded 15 videos, give me $1 and you can see them all, or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens moving forward. Mike, you retracted your statement. I didn't catch it. I apologize. So what made me grab the stainless 1911? The oddity of it. I have 3 others. But the oddity of the stainless one at $500 with its feature set that it had made me want to grab it. The fact that it looked like a Colt clone made me want to grab it. But at $500, and hopefully it shoots good. But mainly because it was a goofy looking gun that I'd never seen before. And whenever I see a gun that I've never played with before, I tend to grab it just so I can actually have some fun with it. Roy, when you were in the hospital and I lent you $500, you should be reminded of it when you were going to get a new tattoo. Sounds like me. I'll Venmo you. Although I am going in for more work on Wednesday. Possibly. I haven't fully decided yet if I can. I have things going on in my life. In my life. In my life. Why did it... Okay, that's weird. Trying to look at new stuff and my brain won't let it. Here we go. There we go. Ooh, let's see what exclusives. Hey man, you asked. I'll do it. Ooh, they're coming out with some new air guns. I actually like air guns. Yeah, don't like those though. Middletown doesn't look too far from Centerville. Might have to take a drive there and check it out. Depending on where you are in Centerville, you could just jump on 28 to 66, take 66 over to 81 North and get off on 302, and you drop you off right there. You're about an hour away, but considering that Elite Shooting Sports got sold, and I'm not sure about that one that was on 29. I think that was Elite. There aren't as many places to go shooting anymore. 340 Shooting Sports got bought out, and they're way more expensive. They're $75 a year if you don't want to be a member, plus $20 every half hour for shooting, plus you have to buy their ammunition, which is marked up. It's really bull crap. So what happened to you then? I tried to self-delete, and it didn't work. So, yeah, I have a few physical ailments that have been troubling me for upwards of 30 years, and let's just say that it got to me. I'm still dealing with the same problems, but I have a better support system in place, a better doctor that actually deals with my problems rather than just saying that I'm crazy. So yeah, it's still going to be a forever uphill battle. I'm 100% disabled in the eyes of the government. So yeah, it's difficult to work. And when I do work, I wind up in the hospital. So I actually am probably going in for another surgery here in the next couple of months because I tried to work last year. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Ever seen any of the big 1911 Automags? I love the Automag 3 and 30 carbine. I'm actually bidding on an Automag 3 right now, and I have shot one. If you go to the short section and you scroll, I believe I have it titled The Fireball is Crazy or something like that, where I actually test fired a 30 Automag. I don't know why I'm looking up in the corner. The lenses are over here, but I actually got to shoot an Automag 3 after I did some work on it for a customer. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But I'm actually bidding on one, and I'm hoping it doesn't go too high. I can actually tell you what it's at right now. I'm not telling you where it is, though, because it's mine. You can't have it. I'm also watching an Omega Seamaster that's going for too much money, so I'm probably going to pass on it. It hasn't gone yet because it's still 9 days until the bidding opens, but it actually comes with its original box and manual, so looks really clean too. If I buy it, you'll see it on the channel, but I highly expect it to be quite expensive. The last time I saw one, they were like $2,600–2,700. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Yeah, man. Thank you, Roy. And again, it's just something I don't really talk about too much anymore, just because it was a bunch of years ago. But yeah, I have acknowledged this year alone that let's just say my brain damage is a little legit. So let me see. Lead Farm here, or let's see, is a nice indoor range. Never been over there. DB, I've always liked the Coonan 357 1911. Yeah, Coonan, man, holy crap, that was a horror story. In 2019, when we opened the store down in Harrisonburg, a rep for the company came in and said, "Hey, man, you sell 10 of our guns, you get one for free." The sales rep does. So we were all excited about that, and then 2020 came along, and they had already said they were going to SHOT Show, and then all of a sudden they bailed. And then if you went to their website, it redirected you to a Viagra knockoff website. So yeah, in the course of a year of our store being open, they went kaputski. So if you can find one, grab one. I think originally we could have gotten them for like $950. It's the same thing with the Hudsons, but we could have gotten one for like $950, and I wound up not being able to get what I wanted to get. Oh, Revolver, I thought you said you'll pay for the Automag for me. Thank you for your good wishes, dude. I appreciate that. Reese asks, when can we expect more videos on the Girsan 2311? I need to go to the range and shoot it. I haven't had time, and then this last week the weather was really bad. Tomorrow isn't going to work for me because I got a few things else coming up. Plus I bought that other stainless one, so I've been making some videos with that. So hopefully in a week I'll be able to do some shooting videos. If I do any other videos between now and then, and if I do it as a one take, I'll upload it under the members only tab. So I'll put up a post when I do that if you want to go check that out. But yeah, I upload full length videos Tuesdays and Fridays. So that's the upload schedule for those. And I have other ones that have already been filmed that aren't in the upload schedule yet, or haven't been uploaded yet. So those go first unless an emergent situation happens. But since I don't get into politics, I don't anticipate any emergent situations coming up. Go away, you. There we go. Yeah, no, I totally agree, though. I will be switching back to the phone until I buy a DSLR. This was an experiment, but yeah, I will be switching back to the phone until I get a DSLR to be able to do some live streaming, because this was a horror show to get set up, and yeah, it literally hurt my eyes. Reese, thanks for the response. Take care. No problem. And you can feel free to hang around, ask any other questions you might have. It's just, yeah, I have a lot of guns that I have to film. In a short you'll see coming up, I have a stack of like 8 guns that I had to film. And I filmed them, but now I gotta get them uploaded, and I will as soon as I can. Roy K, do you think the new Rock Island 50E is worth $2,000 MSRP? I know most of the small stores here will be at that, if not more. No. If you watch and you go back to TFB TV's original coverage of the gun, it was originally supposed to be price pointed at near closer to like $1,000 to $1,200, and now it's going to be a $2,000 gun, and even my cost on that gun is incredible. I can't tell you what I can buy it for because I'm not allowed to, but for what I'd be paying for it is still more than they wanted to originally sell it for. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I think they're trying to make it a Halo gun like a Dan Wesson DWX, and it's not. It is not. The only thing I can think is that they had some really bad horror stories with the building or importation or whatever they had to do for it. But I can tell you right now, it's not a good enough looking gun to warrant a $2,000 price tag, and it's not. It's cool, but I don't think it's going to be worth $2K. That's not true, DB. A Hayes custom fully built TAC Ultra runs about $2K, and it will run pretty close to a entry-level Staccato, assuming Staccato made a 45, so like an old STI Edge. But out of the box, I agree. No Rock Island is worth that much. Even the TAC Ultras that are running, the Pro TAC Ultras that run like $1,200-$1,400, they're not worth $1,400 because you're talking about guns that are 1 inch longer than the standard one. Roy K, you had the STK 100 and it was a real dog. Same here. I got one of the first ones that came out, and we got 38 rounds out of it, or 34 rounds out of it, and it snapped the extractor off. And Rock Island refused to send me a new extractor. They demanded that I send the gun back. And they had it for 8 weeks and then just sent me a new gun and wouldn't tell me what the problem was. I had actually ordered a new extractor because it was all Gen 3 Glock parts, but they said if I took it apart, they wouldn't warranty the gun. So I just sent it back, and it turned out it probably cracked where the extractor goes into the gun. But yeah, it had broken the extractor after less than 40 rounds, so basically 2 mags. It was pretty incredible. Hi, Dave. No, yeah, you did get in late, but you're at the more traditional style for what we've been doing, because right now, you can tell by the quality, the video quality's down and stuff. I'm doing this through OBS and an app on my phone, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's not working at all. I spent 20 minutes trying to get the video to work, and then I spent 10 minutes trying to get the audio to work, and the only people left were my faithful few, and yeah, it was pretty bad. 1 inch matters. It's all relative. 1 inch matters if it's a relative, because it's 1 inch too close. You wonder if you can send your TSOS to Nighthawk Custom Shop. Probably not, but I do know that you can send your gun into Wilson Combat, and they'll rebuild it. They rebuild pretty much every brand of 1911. That is true. TSOS got rid of their MIM. Screws. He's talking about the STK 100, I believe, DB. And the screws started backing themselves out. Yeah, and I had skate tape on mine covering the screws, and they still backed off. And the optics cut is Doctors or Noble, which is really bad, and I really didn't care for it. Bro, you in Virginia, not West Virginia. That's why I said it matters if it's family and if it's relative. And I'm close enough to the West Virginia border. I'm sure there's been some leakage. You know, for those of you that don't know, from Northern Virginia, you have to drive north to go into West Virginia. Snatchy, there's a Kunin for sale by you for... Okay, yeah, see, my little heart thing's in the way. $3,500 is absolutely not worth it. Let's see... No, I don't need to do that, because why would it do that? All right, so completed. Holy shit, it might be worth it. No, there's some out there for $2,500. $2,100, buy it now. 2,100 ended with 30 bids. Let's see. This one's still available for $2,000. No, if you can get it for closer to $2,000, it'd be worth it. Lobster, is MIM really that bad? Thought most Rugers were MIM, and I've had great experience. They're not terrible. It's just, it shows a lack of quality and attention, because most guns that have MIM parts are not hand fitted. But the MIM parts can have rough edges, and you'd be surprised on some guns, 1/1000th of an inch, you know, just a burr on the edge of the metal injected molded part can actually cause functionality problems. That's the problem with the disconnector on the Springfield Prodigy, is that it's a MIM part, and it has a sharp edge on one side that actually can stop the slide from cycling correctly. So it can be a pain in the ass. DB, don't need it rebuilt per se. Trigger job, slide cuts, front strap checkering, and camo. Dave, Joe, is it true for transfer of firearms you can do it online without going to an FFL as long as it's going to a father, son, grandson, or brother? You got to double check your state. But here in the state of Virginia, if it's a direct relative, father, mother, son, daughter, grandfather to father, whatever. If it's a direct gift, there is no bill of sale required in the state of Virginia. There's no paperwork that's required. In the United States, there is no registry, supposedly, that tracks the owner of a particular firearm. All that a serial number check will do, let's say you get stopped and they want to check the serial number on your firearm, is say whether or not the gun has been used in the commission of a crime and is suspected of it or has been reported stolen. It doesn't tell you who actually owns the firearm. So in the family, you do not have to do a bill of sale at an FFL unless you want that extra level of protection. Some people prefer to do it, then you have a receipt showing that it was transferred and it shows in somebody's gun books as being checked in and then issued to a person. Now, the only place that there is a record of who has a firearm is in an FFL's bound book, and they do not give that away unless there is a warrant. If you go in and you get denied on your state background check, the document that they get is not the 4473. Keep that in mind. Let's see. $3,500 is a little bit much. Yes, I'm seeing them, like I said, $2,000. Buy it now. The seller has 654 ratings and they're A+ rated. So, yeah, $2,000 would be closer on a 357 Kunin. So it's like the difference between a Toyota engine versus a Ferrari engine. Both will work, but for tighter tolerances, high performance, you want to use more quality and precision. Yes. What if your cousin and wife are one and the same? Well, again, I know it's a joke, but also additionally in the state of Virginia, there is an expectation of accessibility for a spouse. So a husband and wife, regardless of blood relations, a husband and wife both have considered access permission to a firearm, and you can just give a firearm to a spouse. Let's see. Liberty Safe gives it away. Yeah, pretty much. That's why I use Winchester and Chinese ones. Good luck getting a Chinese company to give you the code. They don't even know it. The grandfather law is still here in New Mexico for right now. When you were working at Cabela's, we had many questions on that, but now it's backgrounds regardless. Yeah, and it's stupid, especially for family members, but it does stop some people from using it to violate some laws. Because some folks, and I've had people actually come into the store talking out their loud mouths saying, yeah, my mom's going to buy me this gun because I can't buy one this month because I already bought one. That's still a straw purchase. Even though it's a family member, you gave her the money to buy the fire. Why am I looking at that corner of the phone? Even though you gave her the money, even though she's buying it and gifting it to you, if you gave her money, that's a straw purchase. Let's see, 226 Extreme California variant for $850 new in the box. Is that what you're buying one for? If you're buying one for that, you're getting a hell of a deal. My cost on it is almost $300 more than that. When they call in to get approval from the state to sell me a gun, the FFL gives the state your license number and name and serial number here in Commie, Connecticut. Yeah, I've got relatives that live in Connecticut, and I'm trying to buy a couple of my grandfather's rifles from them, and it's the same thing. That's why you can only buy one a month. You can only buy one a month if you don't have a concealed carry permit. I have a concealed carry permit, and I've told you guys I've bought a lot of guns in one day. But yeah, it supposedly works in a similar fashion to a cool-down period in the eyes of the government. They're like, oh, okay, well, unfortunately, most active shooters have more than one firearm, so if it's going to be pistols, they're only going to be able to buy one right away. And what is that? Are you telling me I'm talking too much? But yeah, they think that it will give the cooling down effect, which is dumb because it doesn't. What does that mean? Are those emojis I let you guys put up? You're at 3 per month in Connecticut, but are you allowed to, is that handguns or is that just total in general? So what is that, Keki? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, because they won't use the other 22 guns they have. Now, that brings up another point, and it's one that obviously there's always those huge debate between mental health versus gun control. I believe mental health is more important than the gun control issue because the people that are doing this are typically people that have very readily identifiable mental issues, and they're people that should have been stopped a long time ago. If the money was in place, if the billions of dollars that lobbyists are spending and the government spends on gun control was put into mental health and helping veterans, even people just off the street that have PTSD, getting counselors into schools so that you can have more than one for every 300 students, you'd prevent a lot more carnage, but it wouldn't be as sensationalized. Rather than saying, oh, we have effective programs for helping our disabled people in this country, they'd rather say, oh, well, we're going to fund our police more so that they can crack down and take away more rights. It's bullcrap, but it's what old people in office think that the rest of the world wants to hear, because the old people in office are listening to old people with money, and those old people with money listen to their parents who were old people with money. We need a younger, more knowledgeable and more empathetic government, but we don't have that. So yeah, if they invested the billions and trillions into mental health and helping people that needed it, I think we'd be much better off. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now. Stop looking up there. 99% of the time when I'm using this phone, I have it flipped the other way and the cameras are up there, but this program obviously put it in the wrong place. All right, none of your business. What is the most obvious straw purchase you have seen? Yours was a guy who tried to put money in, but I'm thinking his wife's pocket and all the money fell out. When asked about it, he denied it all. Yeah, that's pretty damn obvious. Most obvious is we had a guy come in and he was literally FaceTiming somebody with his phone and showing him guns in the case. Wouldn't really talk to us, and he said he was just looking, and then after about 5 minutes of looking at the cases, said he wanted to buy one of the guns in the case. I believe somebody did a short making fun of it, but it does happen. The dude was literally timing somebody who was probably in the car, and they were telling him what gun to buy because he had an earbud in. It's not like we could hear the guy. But yeah, he was like, yeah, can I get that one? And we were like, no. So yeah, that was the most obvious straw purchase. And then we did have up here in Northern Virginia, there was a string of purchases made by one lady who lived in Virginia, obviously, for handguns. But every time she went into a gun store, she had a different man with her. You get where I'm coming from? And eventually I watched the ATF take her down. It was a sting. It was pretty funny, actually. I left the store before it happened, but it was very obvious that she was getting arrested. And I laughed. You may or may not have grabbed 3 this weekend. I believe you did. Keck, you have to be a designated handgun collector in Maryland to buy more than one a month. That is stupid. DB, 9 times out of 10, the person was on their radar. The government just never followed through. Pretty much, exactly. Hi, Michael. How are you? I'm just kind of hanging out, sitting. I destroyed the live stream from the get-go, so this is just kind of this is literally just us sitting around answering questions, so feel free to throw anything out. Had some dude this weekend walk into the range, stinking like weed, wanting to shoot. Yeah, we've had several guys come in. Now, you have to be careful. You can deny service in Virginia for any reason, and we've used that. But because THC or Delta, whatever, is legal, you have to be careful because you can't just straight out accuse somebody of being high, even though on a federal document it does say, are you addicted to or an illegal user of any controlled substance, because marijuana is still federally illegal. It's illegal on a state level, so a lot of dudes will smoke and then go into a gun store. but you do have to be a little bit more careful, because if you falsely accuse a dude who's using like Delta 10 or whatever it is, you can actually get in trouble because you're profiling. So you have to be very subtle with how you deny people. So stupid. Yeah, pretty much. Are those your biggest fans behind you? No, I have 3 bigger fans, but they're not allowed on camera because, well, they get a little bit rowdy, and quite frankly, they don't do much. They just sit and spin. So I do have one of those 200 millimeter fans. I was going to use that on my desk instead of this guy. Rather than having a desk fan, I just have this extra fan that's powered by my computer, because it takes less power. It uses the 5-volt rail, so I don't have to actually plug in another fan. But yeah. Also, my shirt's very tight. Sorry. OnlyFans. Well, yeah. Like I said, I can't talk about it right now because there's a pending lawsuit against OnlyFans. I'm suing them for discriminatory practices because they won't let me join the feet pic section because I don't have feet. I thought that was very discriminatory. So, if someone in your household is a felon, can you keep a firearm in your residence? You got to check your state laws, man. But typically, you shouldn't. Thoughts on the M1 SOCOM 16? I've played with one. I've never shot one. I'd love to have one. They seem really cool. And especially if the felon is not related to you. If they're not your husband, wife, father, son, then definitely not. Yeah, we are not going to be going into that. So this is from Law Info. Let's see. In this article, can you live with the felon if you own a firearm? I don't care. I don't care. Okay. Under federal law, felons are prohibited from owning or possessing firearms. Some states return a felon's rights, blah, blah, blah. If you live with a felon, you have to make sure that your gun access is limited so they don't have constructive possession, which means that you would have to have it completely locked up and in an area of the dwelling, house, etc., that is not accessible to that felon, meaning it has to be in a safe that they cannot access. You see that I have a YouTube award on the wall. Yes, that is the 100,000 subscriber plaque. I got that in December of last year, not 23, 22. Had a massive growth and wound up getting it, and I like it right there. It also sits next to my giant Iron Man poster. DB, I've heard if you have a weed card, they're going to axe your CCW. Weed federal law trumps state CCW law. There are a couple of states, it's really, really state dependent, where I've seen where it doesn't automatically, but here in the state of Virginia, all the laws when I quote them are for the state of Virginia because that's the state I live. You have to check your own. But in the state of Virginia, if you have a medical marijuana license, you are not allowed to own a firearm. You will be denied because even though you HIPAA laws, all that bullshit's out there, but a police officer, when they run your name, will see if you have a medical marijuana card. Also on your state background check, because that is a state-controlled item. If that shows up, then you are in violation of question 21A. Are you a user of or addicted to an illegal substance as laid out via whatever, blah, 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 federal law? Because marijuana is federally illegal still, owning a medical marijuana license in the state of Virginia automatically denies you from purchasing a firearm in the state of Virginia. You will get denied, and you will get visited by the police department. So, if you're going to smoke, you can't shoot. You own a gun shop in VA or work for one? I helped set one up, Liberty Arms in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I never wanted to be on their paperwork. I never wanted to be any farther than that. And then I worked for Middletown Firearms in Virginia, which was actually the first gun store I ever bought from outside of a pawn shop. They were the first full gun shop I ever worked for. Michael, I discussed the use of hollow points and low grains with a friend about 9mm and 45. Made me wonder about 32 again. In an apartment situation, a 32 full metal jacket for the lower sound and hearing loss. Is that sensible? What grain are you looking at? Because there are instances where a 9mm 147 grain will probably be better for hearing protection. It is going to overpenetrate compared to a 32, but most situations in a home, you could be using 147 grain and it'll be more noise safe. The heavier the round, the slower it's typically going to go, again, unless it's hot packed. Mike, thanks for the info, checking for a friend. Yep. DB, oh, no shit, didn't know that, but I agree with that law. Yeah, it is annoying, but yeah. New York has the same weed law. There you go. Delta 8, there you go. Thoughts on the Beretta 1301 Tactical or Gobinelli or Mossberg, looking for home defense shoddy? I should be looking at this one because it almost looks like I'm looking at you then. Shoddy, or should you go for an A400 Excel Sporting Clays to double up as home defense and clay sports? Long question. Good question. I like the 1301 Tactical. I accidentally sold one for $800 because I'm an idiot. I bought one from a guy thinking that it was damaged. Turns out I was wrong. And then I sold it for $800 to a guy. I would go with that. If money is no option, Benelli. But if money is an option in that $1,000 to $1,200 range, I would go with either the 940 JM Pro or just a 940 because it's shorter, or the 1301. Hard to go wrong with any of those. They're all great shotguns. Maverick Iska, good budget shotgun. Yeah, Maverick 88s are great too. Also, Roy, your son is an E7 at the Air Force Base, runs and manages the bands that go up and down the East Coast. Am I near them? I don't think so. What's the closest Air Force Base to Virginia? Let's see. Well, you got the 167th Airlift Wing, but that's up in West Virginia. Andrews Air Force Base, which is in Maryland. That's quite a ways from me, though. And then you got Joint Base Andrews, which is out of Maryland. So yeah, no, I'm well over an hour away from any Air Force Base. Michael, awesome, thanks. Yep, no problem, dude. That's, like I said, when I give information, it's based solely on Virginia, but a lot of the federal laws apply. You had a 590 Mariner years ago, was pretty nice. Gave it to an uncle as a gift. Yeah, that's a good shotgun too. I wouldn't mind one of those. Makes you want to fly down to your shop and buy from you. Sounds crazy, yes, but you've got knowledge. Yeah, well, that would be cool if you ever wanted to come down sometime. You'd have to let me know when you wanted to come down because I don't work for any of them anymore. I help out at Liberty Arms once in a while, but I left Middletown at the end of September due to business reasons, not personal, so I don't work there anymore. What shells you use for home defense? DB has it right. Double aught buck. Well, you said or buckshot. You could use, I believe they do a plastic, kind of like a rock salt, but with plastic pellets. It all depends on what you're trying to do as well. Because if you eliminate birdshot and you eliminate buckshot and you eliminate slugs, there's not much left. Let's call them less lethal. So you've got the kinetic less lethal 12 gauge round, which is a giant rubber pellet. No chemical payload. Clamshell and wad, parting lines, payload rounds contains. Yeah, it looks like one of those old Nerf, like bomb footballs. So it also uses compressed air. Okay. Yeah, check out Byrna. They do a 12 gauge kinetic less lethal 12 gauge round. It's like $4 a shell, but that's less than turkey loads. Oh, Mark, you're going to have to call your out-of-town police department because they're a little busy. Somebody stole all their toilets, and they still don't have anything to go on. Base in or near Hampton, Virginia. Come on, do I at least get the that would be Langley. Langley Air Force Base. But Hampton is... Woof. Yeah, that's getting down near Quantico and all that stuff. That is even farther. That is another 2.5 hours southeast of Richmond, which is 6 hours from me. 4 hours from me, sorry. There's this guy who smokes squirrels with an air rifle, 45 cal scoped. I think I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the guy on YouTube, the one that has like rifles named after him? God, have you seen how much some of these air rifles go for? I'm gonna sword it by highest price. You can get a Benjamin Bulldog 800 foot per second. It's a bullpup style, 357 caliber with a 28-inch barrel. And it goes for $1,450. 357. That would be pretty awesome. Umarex makes a 30 cal that's $500. Umarex makes a lot of stuff, but Benjamin makes some cool stuff. Sig Virtus, so you can get the Sig AR Virtus in an air gun with 22 caliber. That's $400, and it's semi-automatic. 88 gram CO2, 700 feet per second, 30 round mag. Oh my goodness. That might be something for fun. 22 caliber air rifle that shoots at 700 feet per second. That might be going on Daddy's list. And I can have that shipped right to my house. They use them down here for iguanas. Yeah, sorry, Roy. That's quite far from me. Dave, 3DFX spoke to your buddy who is an officer in Navy. He is stationed at Camp Pendleton. They already started using M18s. He was using the M9 about 8 months ago. Said, sad to see the M9 go. Yeah, that is a funny thing because the M18 was sold on the civilian market for the last 2.5 years. But the actual adoption of the M18 to military service has been very slow. The fact that it's been, since the M17 was chosen, 2017, 2016 or something like that is when they originally officially adopted it, that they're just now getting the M18 out there. The M18, for those of you that don't know, is just the carry version of the 320. It's a smaller frame, smaller slide, shorter slide, but it's fundamentally an M17, just shrunk down a little bit because all them Navy boys have teeny tiny hands for working their little submarines. I'm an Army brat. And my old boss was a Marine. I went and saw him yesterday, or Saturday, before the snow got really bad. And it was funny because he was trying to... What was he doing? He was messing with an imitation Scar with an Ugg boot, and he couldn't get it closed. So I enticed him. I told him if he can get it done in under a minute, I'd give him a 12-pack of Crayola, and he got it, no problem. So, yeah, love them Marine boys. Oh, here's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Stabby McStabwood. Yeah. I've been thinking about a crossbow. It's silent. Sobuku. What's Sobuku? Yeah, 357 is pretty crazy. Stabby McStabwood. So with all the experience you have clearing, rebuilding guns, and you seem to like tech stuff, how come you're not into building and printing your own? I'm getting an 0702 FFL license, which will allow me to manufacture machine guns. I have no interest in printing my own guns. I have no interest in really building my own suppressors. My interest lies in demo stuff as well as having a channel that will allow me to do things like that. Printing, it's covered by a lot of other people. Booligan Shooting Sports, he's actually one of my favorites. When I originally bought a Star BM9, I watched his channel and saw how he did one. But I'm just not as interested in 3D printing a gun. I prefer manufactured firearms, honestly, and that's just a personal choice. If you like a 3D printed gun, cool. But then you run into problems like Print Shoot Repeat, who's now going under PSR. He doesn't have the same check marks that the rest of us do, like the verified marks. He actually is listed as an artist now. They removed his verification. If you don't know, when you get over 100K, you can ask to be verified. That's why my comments always have a check mark next to them. Print Shoot Repeat almost got his channel deleted because he was printing basically what the U.S. government calls ghost guns, even though by U.S. law you are allowed to manufacture your own firearms as long as you don't sell them. It's more hassle than it's worth. So I'm just going to get the 0702, mess with machine guns and suppressors. But thank you for the question. Roy, I watched some YouTube shows that put their guns in the snow to take photos. Letting water leach into your new $2,000 gun doesn't seem like a good idea. Yes or no? As long as you get it cleaned off right away, a little bit of snow, a little bit of water isn't going to hurt it. If you watch some of my videos, you'll see me yeet the crap out of my guns. I throw my guns into the mud. I'll throw them wherever if they piss me off. The last shooting I did at the range, I took my SPO-1 with all the Cajun Gunworks, and at the end of the video, you just watch me chuck it over the back of my head, basically. But as long as you get it cleaned off right away, the odds of something getting through a coating, especially if you're just setting the gun down, you'd be fine. Just wipe it off, blow it out, shoot the thing a few times, and you'll be fine. But yeah, I just don't. It's not going to destroy the gun just setting it in the snow, but you do want to get it clean so that if it's a salt based, if you're near a road that had a lot of salt and there's salt in the snow, that could eventually corrode metal. But just getting it on there should be okay as long as you wipe it off right away. Sorry, long answer. Crossbow pistol. They do have those. They're called crossbow. They're called crossbolts. Something where they actually use a bolt and not a bow. Crossbow arrow. Only Army got the M17. The only difference is the slide barrel and spring guide rod assembly. Yeah. Well, the M17 is a full 320 full size. If you ever picked up a P320 full size, that is the M17. The M17 just has a manual safety. The rest of the 320 lineup doesn't. The M18, instead of having a 4.6 inch barrel or whatever, 4.7 inch barrel, has a 4-inch barrel. So it's just a mini-me, and it has the medium frame on it. So instead of a 18 or 19 round capacity, I believe there's 17 round capacity, which is the only main difference. They're designed for smaller hands because Navy and Air Force have small hands, and their cockpits are smaller. Long as it's lubed, yep, exactly. PSR is on a different level. He's very talented. Yeah, he is. One of the big things is he knew going into his channel that he would be doing things that other people might take umbrage with and that people would get mad at him at, because that's why he conceals his identity. I don't care. I don't think I say anything that would warrant somebody being a total douchebag. And I'll do that on purpose. I won't. My personal opinions really shouldn't matter unless it's something that is something I can affect through writing letters to Congress or signing online petitions. But yeah, you won't see me getting into the same kind of stuff. I won't go after another video content creator. I won't go after people personally. So I hope that I don't invite that in return. So you threw your Desert Eagle because it was pissing you off jamming. So you mean it was running like a Desert Eagle? Stabby McStabwood. It's the nice thing about printed guns. If you destroy it, it's only a few bucks worth of plastic to print a whole new frame. Yeah, I mean, that is true, but you do have to assemble it. It's not like the Fire Control Group is printed. It's a little bit annoying. But it's just, like I said, it's not my thing. If it's your thing, sweet, awesome, cool, rock on, but it's really not my thing. Or it blows up in your hand 50-50. That's funny. Lobster, those YouTube torture tests with mud, sand, etc. It's as if they're dredging the gun in butter before frying it. I always found those things stupid and annoying. I'm not in the trenches of Verdun. Money. somebody at some point, probably Demo Ranch or somebody that preceded him, did a torture test, and it got a lot of views, and it got them a lot of money. And then you had guys like the Military Arms Channel. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not a fan of his, but his torture test became like the standard. And they are taking an item that was designed to function in a certain environment in a certain way and exposing it to extremes to find the point of failure. That is completely different than, I actually wouldn't call that a torture test. They call it like the gauntlet and shit. But they're doing it to try to make it fail. The ones I take the most problem with are the guys that will run 6,000 rounds through something without lubing it. They're the guys that make me really cringe, because you don't drain the oil from your car and then drive it to see when it stops and then go, see, it only made it 400 miles without oil in it. Those kind of people are wasting time, energy, and money. But yeah, the reason why they all do it is because of the money they make. Stabby McStabwood, I've destroyed and rebuilt many. That's cool. Let's see. I am way behind right now. Lego, how you doing, Lego guy? Are the P320s safe now? Kind of. The P320, as it is out there, is considered drop safe now. The cases in which they were getting damaged and discharged were questionable, and the video evidence for the ones that we have seen have either been ones that were struck in the back or ones that were already damaged. How far behind am I? Oh, okay, I'm not that far behind. But yeah, they are considered repaired now. You can call or just go to SIG's website with your serial number, and you can check the serial number, especially if you're looking at buying one. Just check the serial number, and they'll tell you if the recall's been done. Basically, they just put a striker with a longer hook on it in to alleviate the problem with the striker being released too easily. PSR has had a few break. Yep. You kind of take care of your stuff. You ain't trying to destroy it. Yep. Roy, thank you, man. Good seeing you here. Stabby McStabwood. I've had many break, but you end up with cracks along layer lines between pinholes and stuff like that. Yeah, and even like the PSR stuff, they crack around non-as critical parts, like, because you're using a regular barrel. And as long as the gun is in battery, the rear of the chamber should be absorbing all of the explosion of the cartridge. It shouldn't be allowing any of that gas out until it starts moving the slide. So I've seen like Booligan, he printed a few and they would last one shot or whatever, but then they would explode because it's fracturing around different lines. It's actually the force of the equal opposite reaction thing forcing the slide back, which then cracks it. It's not the actual round that's detonating that's causing the damage. So yeah, it's not like going to take your hand off supposedly, but there could be worse catastrophic failures. But I agree. That's not true. A cop SIG went off in the holster, no drop. If you're talking about the video where it shows his gun going off, and you look really close at that video, his gun was not fully seated in the holster. It was actually seated in a position where the trigger was resting on the edge of his trigger guard, because he had like a Black Hawk, not the Omnivore, but the other one, and the trigger was depressed by the act of the gun moving. That's where the slightly longer striker hook comes from. His gun was not all the way in, and the strap was not over the back of it, if that's the one you're talking about, where he's in the middle of the office and he's carrying a stack of papers. He bent over to pick something up and the gun discharged. The gun was not fully seated in his holster, and that has been proven by both SIG and the courts, which is why that particular case was thrown out. You can scroll up to your 1911. Thanks, Joe. Let's see. Scroll up, everybody, everywhere. 1911 was left in your range bag, empty with mag inserted and slide locked back. Does that put any strain on it? All I know is it's not going to release the slide on a 1911s or dry fire. Dry firing is fine. Dry firing is fine. Use snap caps if you're worried about it, but dry firing is fine. I know of several people, Paul Harrell was one of them, who says dry firing is okay. But Patrick, I forgot his name. He was one of the ones I started with. He does the out of the box into the range reviews. Dry firing is fine. He dry fires 20 to 40,000 times a year. Dry firing will not hurt a 1911 unless you have some other fit and finish problems with the 1911. If the spring was locked back all the way, you may need to run it a little bit, and you may get a couple of feet issues, but generally it should be fine even if it's been a year that it's been locked back. Let's see, Lobster, so happy you never jumped on the P30 320 hype train when it first came out. If you buy a SIG, it's going to be a 226 or maybe a 365. The newer 320s are great. I prefer the Legion series of all the SIGs, personally. Alloy or tungsten frames, better triggers, all that good stuff. I'm actually looking at a 320 Legion. However, again, I just bought that other 1911 out of the middle. Yeah, watch the video. Yeah, there was a scuffle going on. Yeah, it wasn't an ND. Well, it was technically an ND because the cop didn't secure his weapon. The gun was not securely in his holster. It was in a position where hitting the trigger guard, where the retention was enough to set off the round. Lego, we can agree that ARs are better than AKs. Yeah, I do, even though I bought the NAC-9. I think ARs are better for me. Yeah, that one video. Yeah, like I said, Keck, go watch it closely. You'll see the gun is not seated. Best first 1911 for somebody who wants to upgrade it over time for fun. TSOS. I'm going to say TSOS. Great prices, and they eliminated metal injected molding parts, and they're all forged frames and barrels. So go for a TSOS. Print orientation is a secret sauce for printing frames. Yes, I agree. Slide drop the bitch. I do. I have dropped many a slide on an empty chamber on a 1911, and as of yet, I've never experienced a single issue, and that is with $200 1911s that I got from a pawn shop and my Wilson Combat that was rebuilt. I've never personally experienced an issue with it. That being said, it is possible to do things like damage the ejector or the extractor. It's highly unlikely, but anything's possible. Anything made by man can be broken by another man. It was just one day it was locked back. I was in a rush from the range. You're fine, dude. You're fine. I got guns that I'll leave locked back without thinking about it, and when I put them away, because I clear them and I just set them down. You're fine. If it's a day, you're fine. Keck, do you guys carry with one in the chamber? Yes, or you shouldn't be carrying. And that's not a joke. I'm not trying to be funny. If you carry a firearm, you better have it in a condition that's ready to use. 1911, Glock, SIG, doesn't matter what I'm carrying, there's always one in the chamber. SIG 320s have no safeties unless you get an M17, and I still carry with one in the chamber. Always carry with one in the chamber. Let's see, you were hesitant for a long time until Bumblebubs came up with their printer. It's ready to go in like 20 minutes, and you can send the prints to the machine over your Wi-Fi. That's cool. Barbecue Barns, best 1911 under $700. If you can get a new Springfield, which I believe you can, the very base model mil spec, that would be close at $725. Otherwise, a Rock Island. If you want upgradability and better materials, TSOS, but I still think a Rock Island is a better shooter out of the box. Kind of like shooting steel, ain't gonna hurt it. Yep, that's true. Show me a bull under 700. I'll buy it right now. It's been a long time. Keck, MP 45 2.0. I like them. I prefer the 2.0 because it doesn't have the mag disconnect. Lobster, would you recommend a 9mm 1911 or a 45 1911 for a first timer? I'm so far behind the chats right now. I'm getting a little bit annoyed at this. But I would recommend the 45 if you want the true 1911 experience. However, I will say that my first 1911 was a 9mm 22 TCM high capacity double stack. So it's depending on what you want to pay for, because 45 is twice as much in some places as 9mm. So you're going to have to pick that. No stand your ground in Maryland. You'd be better off running away. Maryland has very, very bad gun laws. However, if I was carrying in the state of Maryland, and a situation came up where I had to choose between running away and defending myself, if I felt that the other person was going to actually do something to me, even if I tried to run away, that's why we have lawyers. Snatchy, how do you feel about Magnum Research 1911s? They're Bull Armories. Bull Armory manufactures the 1911 for Desert Eagle. They're great. If you can get one, they're about the same price from what I've understood. 10 millimeter is God's caliber. No, 10 millimeter is FBI's caliber. 3 letters, different intonation. It's a good caliber, but 45. Lobster, you can't always run away. Yeah, that's why you get a lawyer. Dave, you've got the Franklin Armory single shot here in California and ended up getting Wilson Combat full-size grip module. It has the X-Series slide with optics cut without losing rear iron and upgraded FCU. There you go. Yeah, that was idiotic, but everybody knew why Franklin Armory did that. They did it so you can get your hands on a gun with an optics cut, even though it was single shot. Well, that's who wanted it. The FBI started using it, and then they became a bunch of Puskinitises and wound up going from 10 mil to 40 cal and almost single-handedly destroyed a caliber that's actually pretty good. Although now we have to deal with 40 Smith & Wesson. I didn't catch your message there, Lego. I'm guessing you're changing it. We'll look at the TSOS for the 45. What would be comparable? 9 millimeter, you have extra large hands. Full-size Smith & Wessons, M&P 9s, you can do a 1911 in 9. The SIG P320 is comparable in size. A Glock 17 or a 34 and the new 49 all have, or excuse me, 47, they all have roughly full-size hand grip sizes. Other 9 mils. SAR 9 and the new Echelon. Check out the new Springfield Echelon. That's a good choice in a 9 mil. And you need to read it as California. Lol. Lego guy, what is your go-to lever action? My Winchester Model 1894, chambered in 30-30. My grandfather's old rifle. I got it after he passed. It functions beautifully. It's from 1939, so it's pre-World War II. It's pre-64, so the metals are better. Almost no bluing left on the gun, but rather than have the gun restored, I actually just had it sonically cleaned, and I take it in for a sonic cleaning once or twice a year, because sometimes I'll go to the range and my hand oils will get on it if I forget to oil it beforehand. Otherwise, I can go a year without having to send it out. Mark Vickers, you like your Rock Island 10 millimeter. It's a good gun. Rock Island makes a good 10 mil. I almost bought one the other day. It was a GI style, so that's the only reason I didn't. Otherwise, I would have. Then 40 back to 9. Yeah, exactly. The FBI went, 9 isn't good enough. We want 10. 10 is too much. We want 40. 40 is still not good. Let's go back to 9 because it's cheaper. You're very welcome, Michael. And yes, the Hedgehog does clean it. Although surprisingly, the last time I had him do it, it took him 2 months. I think he lost all his golden rings when he was trying to go into the tank and one of those fishy things came out and ate it. Smart guy. Smart Stabby McStabwood. I've always wanted a lever action, but I want to build your own and haven't even looked into parts availability yet. I'm not going to say you can't. I'm going to say it's going to be difficult, and you're going to start with a parts gun. I do know that Bond Arms is making a bolt action AR this year, but I don't know of any real kits. Lego, thanks for stopping in, dude. Sorry about the earlier mistake and the beginning of the live stream, but I appreciate you coming and hanging out, dude. Appreciate that. No N9, they invented 40. Yes. Yeah, because they said, oh, it's too much for our smaller frame, i.e. female agents to use. Cut it down, give it less powder, make it basically a hot 9, and we'll call it the 40 cal. So, yeah. Although, interesting enough, even though it's not specifically listed on most 10mm handguns that you can purchase, the SIG X10, the M&P 10, the Glock 10, or the Glock 20, or any of those, you can actually shoot 40 cal out of most of those. So you can at least train with a slightly less expensive round, although some of them may not knock the slide back all the way, so you might have to get a hotter round. When Franklin came out, they were 1100 to 1300. Then Sig announced the M18 California variant, and the Franklins dropped to 650. You ended up with the Franklin. Yeah, that's the way to go. And I remember when they were first announced, yeah, it was like 1,000 or whatever, because the whole frame is filled, right? Because you got to basically feed it in from the top. Which is actually funny, because everybody says don't manually feed a round into it, yet to run the California single shot, it's exactly what you have to do. So does it break the extractor? Is it what we were thinking? Lobster, your current EDC is a Shield Plus. I love it. It shoot well. You like the trigger. Grip feels good, but I hate that it has no rail for a light. Any other similar options? Glock 48. Similar size. If you get a new one with the MOS, it comes with the rail. Otherwise, you can get the TLR, not the TLR, not Streamlight. There's another company that makes a light that just clips onto the front of the trigger guard. Not Crimson Trace, not Nightstick. It's like Streamlight, but not. I'm trying to think. All of a sudden, I can't remember the name of it. Hot 9, Dud 10. Yep. You really want to build a bolt action too. You built your first 350 Legend and plan on getting into reloading for 300 and 350. You have your own smelting stuff. That's cool. Nick, you carry a 10 mil and it's not a bad round? No, it really isn't. It's a hot round. So some people don't like it. So the same reason I don't like 380 in a small frame gun, because it's a hot round coming out of a small plastic frame gun, and it is pain in the ass. But I like a 10. Let's see. John Browning designed the 1911 in 9mm originally. However, the U.S. government requested a larger round in the 45 ACP. Is this correct? Dave, you are 100% correct. In fact, he is. John originally wanted it in 9mm, but you got to remember, before then you had 32 and 380 or 38 caliber. The U.S. Army wanted a 45. John Moses Browning already had the design for the high power kind of in his mind, but he wasn't allowed to build it because he was building under contract for Colt. So he wound up building the 1911 to the government specification, and he wound up building the high power to his specification. In an interview, I can't remember where it is, somebody can fact check me on this, but he was quoted as saying before he died that his version, the high power, was actually the high power was actually what he considered a 1911 improved, because he got rid of the grip safety, he maintained the external manual safety, but the overall functionality, the fact that it didn't have a plunger in the front, he made it to what he would have built it, and he built it in 9 with the double stack in mind. So he considered the high power to be what he would have built the 1911 as, had he been able to build it any way he wanted to. So I'm sorry, DB. I know it took a long time to get there, so you had plenty of time to hate me in that couple of minutes. But yes, the high power is what John Moses Browning wanted the 1911 to be. Whew. I like giving long answers because I completely lose my train of thought halfway through. If you couldn't tell, I start talking and then I go, Addy. Ooh. This didn't work on a laptop. Anyway, say more stuff. It's been a couple hours. It's actually been almost 2.5 hours if it had worked the way it was supposed to, so we're probably going to get out of here in a little bit here. But yeah, what else do you guys want to talk about? I like how you keep asking me good questions, Dave. You know a lot, and then you allow me to say a lot. I saw a smiley face. DB has your initials. Oh, sorry, Dave. I didn't know. Now I know. DB, give him back his initials. You have to change your name. Wait, who's older? I don't take bribes, but I'll take a bribe. Close that out. Yes, I've noticed that. Have you noticed I haven't asked what you're talking about, or if it's something I asked you to put into every comment section for some reason? I hit a turtle with my Mustang. My 2014 GT Trackback Mustang. So I bought my 2014 GT Trackback Mustang in 2014, and I keep saying it was a Trackback Mustang because that is important, because it wasn't just a plebeian Mustang. Anyways, I had it for 46 days, and I hit a rabbit, a jackrabbit, or whatever the thing is. It was a jackass rabbit. And I ripped the front spoiler. I'm going to answer this question real quick. Nick, somebody kicks your door around right now. What are you grabbing? I have my AK 9mm loaded and a 1911 sitting right there. So whichever one I need. I'll probably go for the AK first. But I hit a... You break for turtles? Yeah, my turtle... I'm getting there. So I hit a jackrabbit and it ripped the front spoiler off my Mustang. So that pissed me off. And in the preceding weeks, I wound up hitting a total of 8 jackrabbits, or hares, whatever they are here, giant hares. So I was going to I actually named my car Thumper, and I was going to put little bunny things on there. And then I actually ran over a giant turtle without noticing it. It started moving, and then I noticed it tried to swerve, and it actually damaged the rear seal on my pumpkin because my car was lowered 2 inches. So it hit the shell, killed the turtle, unfortunately. But yeah, it actually caused it to, it hit hard enough that it damaged the rear main seal on my, my rear end. And the cars. So we both leaked. Operator error. Probably. It was a turtle. I should have seen it. So many rabbits, the coyotes, and bobcats having a buffet. Oh, for some reason, I don't even know where the hell these things were coming from, because we weren't near the farmland. Going into town, and going into town, there was a long stretch of freeway, and there shouldn't have been anything there. It was raining, and this jackrabbit was in the road. I saw it a little bit too late because I was coming around a curve, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just floor it, right? I was hoping I could pick the nose up on the Mustang enough to clear the rabbit. Needless to say, it didn't work. The rabbit stood up because it saw my headlights go doink, and so it went doink, Mom, and I wound up taking out the rabbit. You'll show me 2 inches. Her 2.5. Let's see. What's the difference between a rabbit and a bunny, crocodile and alligator, hippo and hippopotamus? Depends on which Dr. Seuss book you're reading. The alligator and crocodile is location. Rabbit and bunny, I believe, is size. I'm not sure about hippo and hippopotamus. Also, a lot of the letters are different. Bro, the price you pay for Stanty Boy Life. That was before I lowered it. It was only 48 days after I bought the car. I didn't lower the car until the warranty was expired. The owls are over here at night. Lots of hawks in the daytime. Croc has long snout. Also, my mama said the gators are always so angry because they got all them teeth and nothing to brush them with. R.I.P. Bunny. Yeah, mother father had 4 feet. Wasn't lucky for him, was it? Also, if somebody kicks in my door, they're a jerk because, you know, they could just knock politely and I'll open it. Where are we at? 97 minutes, 2 hours ago, 13 million days, 7 years, 16 minutes. You know, I had a nice description and stuff in the other version of the live stream I had started, and it all frickin' went away. God damn it. Here, I'm going to give myself a heart for that last one, though. That was fun. XLR camera. I'm going to practice some more on my own private. uploads. So hopefully you guys won't get some weird thing. It's funny because 11 of you jumped in immediately, which shows the love you guys are sending me. But yeah, that was an accident this morning. I will do what I can to hopefully make the live streams go better, because I couldn't even show you stuff. And I just went away. Did my phone just go out? No, it just came back. Okay. Well, we're done. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna go now. See you next time. All right, kids. Sorry. Like I said, this is all screwed up. I wish I had a better one for you, but bye-bye. DB, I'll see you on the next one. Mike, Keck, Lobster, all you guys. You guys are awesome. So.